Hey guys, Brent Ryder here. Today we're going to show you how to convert your Yeti SB130 into a Yeti SB130 Lunch Ride Edition by removing the 2.5mm stroke spacer inside the DPX2 and increasing the stroke to 55mm from 52.5mm. This will increase the rear wheel travel of the Yeti SB130 from 130 to 136mm. All right, so we've removed the shock from the bike. I assume you can probably handle that yourself. If not, you probably shouldn't be tackling this procedure. Pretty straightforward though. We're going to just unscrew the air can. Usually you can get it off by hand. Every once in a while you'll need a strap wrench or something like that, and maybe put it in a vise with some soft jaws if necessary. Make sure you let all the pressure out of the shock before you unscrew the air chamber here. We're doing a whole new seal kit for this, so I'm going to take the air sleeve all the way off. Not completely necessary to do this otherwise, but that just pops right off. All right, so we've slid that air sleeve off. There's the little travel spacer underneath the thin metal washer there and the rubber O-ring. You leave those on. And then this one was stuck up at the top a little bit. I had to use a pick to just break it free. And you can see right here, that is the little spacer that reduces the travel from 55mm to 52.5mm. So we're going to take that off here in just a sec. All right, so we have that 2.5mm spacer on the shaft there. Now the proper way to do this is to completely disassemble the shock and slide it off of the shaft. I'm going to show you a little bit of a cheater way to do it with just a good pair of diagonal cutters. It's pretty soft metal, so you are able to cut it with those. Be very, very careful on your shaft that you don't scratch that in the process, but you just get it in the diagonal cutters and cut. And you can see there, pretty much cut all the way through, I think. You can double check it again. Be very careful not to scratch the shaft itself. There we go. Now it's cut all the way through. No nicks or scratches on the shaft. And you can cut the other side as well if you want, or you can kind of pry it open and peel it off the shaft that way. I'm going to cut the other side just so it falls right off. Shot across the room a little bit there, but you can see that that 2.5mm spacer is now gone, and the shaft is not damaged at all, perfectly smooth, no nicks or scratches anywhere. Now, if this is all you're doing, you can just slide your air sleeve back on, pump it up to your normal pressure. Be sure every about 50 psi or so to cycle the shock through its stroke to equalize the positive and negative air chambers. But that's pretty much it. This shock is now converted to a 55mm stroke, and once back on the Yeti SB130, it will be a Lunch Ride Edition rear end, which increases the travel from 130 to 136.